Your top stories this evening, sponsored by Courts, bringing value home. Police break silence. Over 100 million in cash and gold seized. 3 arrested by SOCU. Charges pending. No room for political games. The Amerindian hostel crisis must be addressed with urgency, says TOSHAO Mario Hastings. JAGDEO and MANICKCHAND engage Region 4 NDC'S. Shoulders remanded to jail for break-and-enter at Ministry of Home Affairs. And in sport, Guyana's national under-13 side set to take on Barbados in first of 5 40-over matches. HGP Nightly News begins now. Good evening to our viewers here in Guyana and online. I'm Travis Chase with the Friday, December 12th edition of the HGP Nightly News. We have what you need to know this evening. The Special Organized Crime Unit's bust involving a suspected gold smuggling and money laundering operation in Bartica has seen 3 arrested and more than 130 million in cash and gold seized. The Special Organized Crime Unit has disrupted what it describes as another major suspected gold smuggling and money laundering operation in Bartica, Region 7. This resulted in the arrest of 3 men and the seizure of more than $130 million in cash and gold. In a press statement circulated to selected media houses, SOCU said the intelligence-led operation was executed since Tuesday, December 9, 2025, at multiple locations in Bartica. Investigators reported seizing more than 32 million in cash, along with gold, valued at over $100 million, allegedly linked to the attempted purchase of undeclared gold. SOCU stated that the suspects, Ion Ricardo Ferrier, also known as Blacks, Munish Chatterpal, and Lachman Malu, had all been under surveillance for an extended period by local and international partners. The agency further alleged that the men are suspected of having links to illicit gold trading networks, with claims that they have been financed by or operating on behalf of prominent gold interests. However, gold magnate Azruddin Mohammed has firmly denied any association with the suspects, dismissing claims of affiliation as false and misleading.
That guy robbed me. 10 years ago, we had a court matter. He robbed me close to $1 billion. So this is ludicrous. I don't understand this. The government won't stop. They just won't stop everything they're going to accuse me of. If a dog get knocked down in Barbados, they might say, I'm responsible for that.
Mohammed has rubbished suggestions that the individuals arrested were acting on his behalf or had any financial or operational ties to him. SOCU said the 3 men remain in custody and are cooperating with ongoing investigations. The agency emphasized that the operation forms part of a broader national strategy aimed at dismantling organized criminal networks involved in the illegal gold trade. Travis Chase, HGP Nightly News. Antonio Day tells us that Romario Capone Hastings, a prominent indigenous rights activist and TOSHAO of Keiko Village in Region 7, took a jab at the Minister of Amerindian Affairs, saying leaders must take responsibility for the deplorable conditions residents are forced to live in at the Amerindian hostel on Princess Street.
After Azruddin Mohammed and representatives of the We Invest in Nationhood Party visited the Amerindian hostel located on Princess Street in Georgetown and revealed the cruel conditions, there has been public debate. There have been attempts to politicize the situation, especially from the ruling People's Progressive Party Civic, but non-partisan experts urged the Ministry of Amerindian Affairs, led by Sarah Brown Shadiq, to find a resolution. Romario Capone Hastings, an indigenous leader from Kako Village, located in Region 7 Cayuni Mazaruni, told Nightly News that he and other TOSHAOs have consistently advocated for an assessment of the facility's conditions at the National TOSHAO's Council Conference.
We have a responsibility as leaders also to make that clear that we have been making that representation. We have done our part, all right? So we have done our part. So I think the ball was in the government's court to rectify those issues.
The indigenous leader, known for his pragmatic views on issues affecting the nation's first peoples, recently learned of the $70 million approved in 2024 for the rehabilitation of the facility. He clarified that the conditions were appalling when he lived at the Amerindian hostel in 2006 as part of his Youth Hinterland scholarship program.
The kitchen, every single thing I can tell you about from my experience at that time, and I never wanted that experience to be repeated for anybody, not even those that it is intended for, which are the people that are sick, they're ill, they're doing medical checkup, they're there to maybe attend their clinic.
In 2024, $70 million was approved as follows: $24 million for general repairs, door replacements, washroom rehabilitation, and improving living conditions, and $45 million for a new kitchen and a concrete bridge at the hostel. According to the young indigenous leader and activist, he has heard of situations where the facility is overcrowded due to the high number of persons who seek accommodation there. The TOSHAO noted that the only change was made was the construction of a new wing to the hostel. Noting his regular visits to the facility due to the number of residents from Kako who occupy the hostel due to their illness, Kapong cited these revelations.
I normally take frequent regular visits because most of my residents, when they're sick, they have to stay there because they don't have an option. So when I visit, it's when I check like at the maternity downstairs, upstairs, and it's the same. Like it smells. This whole smell, like it is unsanitary for me.
The young man, who comes from a lineage of TOSHAOs and is a staunch believer in servant leadership, expressed disappointment at frequent attempts to politicize the situation.
It is disappointing, I would say. It shouldn't have been politicized. And this is where leaders need to remind themselves as to what they are representing. First and foremost, TOSHAOs are elected to represent the community's needs and concerns, nothing else. That comes first. Anything else is secondary.
Kapong said that while Minister of Amerindian Affairs Sarah Brown Shiddiq, whom he respects, is new to her portfolio, the harsh reality is that unhealthy people are living in deplorable conditions. The government will finalize the architectural design for a new Amerindian hostel in Georgetown and allocate more resources in the 2026 national budget. However, Hastings is adamant that this must come into fruition so the residents can access proper services and facilities at the hostel. Antonio Day reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
Meanwhile, leader of the People's National Congress Reform, Aubrey Norton, on Friday gave the state a failed grade for its management of the Amerindian hostel, despite millions being expended to rehabilitate the facility.
The deplorable conditions at the Amerindian hostel in Princess Street, Georgetown, has left a bitter taste in the mouths of nonpartisan critics and indigenous rights advocates. There has been attempts by the state and its supporters to defend and to politicize the subject. However, civil society members, including representatives from the We Invest in Nationhood Party, have urged the incumbent People's Progressive Party Civic to not deflect from the reality, but to fix the situation. The leader of the People's National Congress Reform, Aubrey Norton, on Friday had this to say.
And if it isn't being implemented and the money was appropriated for it, the politicians who put in for the money, because it's the government that allocated the money, they are duty bound to ensure that it is done properly and completed in keeping with the timeline.
In 2024, $70 million was approved as follows: $24 million for general repairs, which include door replacements, washroom rehabilitation, and improving living conditions, and $45 million for a new kitchen and a concrete bridge at the hostel. Against this background, Mr. Norton said that the state has failed in this area.
Their failure to do that suggests that they have failed politically, and they have also failed in terms of managing the projects.
The People's National Congress Reform leader noted that the government is required to account for the resources they expended on projects such as the Amerindian hostel. On Thursday, Leslyn Lowe, member of parliament from the We Invest in Nationhood, hammered the government for failing to address this humanitarian crisis at the hostel. In a statement shared with this media outlet, Lowe said, and I quote, "The indigenous peoples of this nation have never been vociferous or vocal about issues affecting them, not because their challenges are fewer, but because their dignity have often been met with silence from those elected to serve them." End of quote. Antonio Day reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
Stay with us. You're watching the HGP Nightly News.
I'm sorry. I couldn't take any more of your gaslighting. Just go. I got burned too many times. I went to Quartz and found myself a new flame.
Say goodbye to your old appliances and hello to new ones from Quartz, bringing Christmas home.
Welcome to SNL Electrical Inc., where lighting's and electrical needs are met with expertise and style. From the latest in electrical lamps to durable cables, circuit breakers, panels, we have it all. Illuminate your space with our elegant chandeliers, stunning crystal lights, and versatile pole lights. Looking to upgrade your comfort? Explore top-of-the-line AC units and our diverse selections of stylish styles. Visit us at 170-180 Thomas Street, Kitty, Georgetown. Discover a solution that not only lights up your world but transforms it. Call us on telephone number 226-3018 or 223-1634. SNL Electrical Inc., powering your life with elegance, quality, and care.
Crispy, creamy, what a catch. So tasty. What a catch. With a caramel center. What a catch. And so much chocolate. Ooh, yeah. First it's crispy, then it's creamy. With so much chocolate, smooth and milky. And when you go a little deeper, you find caramel. Ooh, yeah. Oh. What a catch. You know we love you. What a catch. Oh. First it's crispy, then it's creamy. What a catch.
Krishna Rolf Establishment. No job is too small or too large. We specialize in all types of fabricating machinery, excavator repairs, rice field pumps, and hydraulic hoses. Visit us at Lot 113, Block CC, Monrepo, East Coast, and Marara, or call 220-9624-629-4021 or 619-7880. At Krishna Rolf Establishment, no job is too small or too large.
Thanks for staying tuned to the HGP Nightly News. We tell you now that leader of the People's National Congress Reform, Aubrey Norton, is calling for an international action surrounding the recent oil tanker incident to be grounded firmly in the rule of law. Norton says Guyana must strengthen its diplomatic strategy as tensions with Venezuela continues. Find out more from Tiana Cole.
Leader of the People's National Congress Reform, PNCR, Aubrey Norton, on Friday addressed concerns about the tanker involved in the recent incident off the Venezuelan coast, which was found to be falsely flying the Guyana flag, and it's not registered here. Norton said, while illegal activities must be confronted, they must never be handled outside the boundaries of the law.
We support a fight against illegalities, but we do not support people operating outside of the confines of the law.
He stressed that all international engagements must be guided by legal principles, noting that the United States has long positioned itself as a defender of the rule of law.
The United States has always been in the forefront of ensuring the rule of law, and therefore, at the international level, all the operations should be based on the rule of law.
Norton added that the PNCR has consistently advocated for a stronger diplomatic response to the Guyana-Venezuela territorial controversy.
We made a number of proposals to the government very early. One, to send diplomatic envoys to capitals to whip up support for the Guyana-Venezuela territorial controversy. Second, we had recommended that they take out advertisements and put information in Caribbean and Latin American newspapers so that we can sensitize people to the Guyana-Venezuela territorial controversy.
He noted that the current climate of uncertainty partially reflects the government's failure to build and execute a robust foreign policy strategy aimed at effectively promoting Guyana's position.
Government needs a proactive approach to ensure that we can mobilize support for the Guyana-Venezuela territorial controversy.
Norton further explained that the situation is unfolding amid a growing clash of major global interest, making it more important for Guyana to skillfully navigate international relations.
And we have got to be able to maneuver and to develop confluences of interest with various states and promote our interest in this complicated international relations setting.
Tiana Cole reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
With some sad news, we tell you now that veteran broadcaster and theatre icon Ron Robinson, who graced us with his exuberant presence on stage, behind the mic and on television, passed away on Friday at his Diamond Eastbank Demerara home. Marvin Cato reports.
You've seen the description, broadcaster, theater personality for the last how many years? We just recently did a tribute to him in July on his life.
That was Gem Madu Nascimento paying tribute to the late Ron Robinson, who passed away on Friday. She reminded that he was instrumental in getting actors to earn from their work.
There were a lot of tributes made to him, glowing tributes. We took a jab at him on some of the things that he was guilty of. But all in all, that event was a very powerful event.
She glowingly reminded that he has been in over 100 plays and stage production and directed 100 plays and stage production. Hence, he can be categorized as a giant in theater.
In a nutshell, his achievements were enormous. What he has done for theater in the country and broadcasting.
He was the chairman of the theater company since 1981 and propelled professional theater in Guyana.
When we started the theater company, to introduce professional acting in Guyana in terms of paying actors earning an income in a very professional manner.
He was integral in productions like Link Show and Stretch Out magazine. Link Show thrived, she recalled, since it was a major hit in the Guyanese arts and culture landscape, started in 1981. It broke all records at the box office. 25 shows was the hallmark of Production 25.
One of his hallmarks is the amount of two-person plays he has done. Two single person on the stage, that's a lot of work, a lot of lines to learn. And I think he has done about 7 of them.
Even though he was a giant of his time, he was involved in a number of organizations, Scouts and other youth organizations being hallmarks.
Broadcasting is another field, how long he's been on radio, and he actually was the first person to start to anchor television newscast in this country.
Marvin Cato reporting for HGP Nightly News.
Rest in peace, Uncle Ron Robinson. Vice President JAGDEO and local government minister MANICKCHAND met and engaged with representatives of the neighborhood democratic councils along the east coast of Demerara. Here's more.
You are elected representatives. You are 9 NDC'S here today, and you are the NDC'S Neighborhood Democratic Councils, chair and councillors of the entire East Coast.
That was Minister of Local Government and Regional Development, MANICKCHAND, who engaged in Neighborhood Democratic Councils, NDC'S, along the East Coast. The focus was to improve the quality of local governance and advancing community development.
Today, with the addition of the 9 of you, I'll be meeting in all 35, I hope I got that right, about 35 of the 70 NDC'S in the country. And I'd hope to meet all 70 before year end.
This session brought together chairpersons, vice chairpersons, overseers, councillors, and other key personnel from the various NDC'S to discuss the pressing issues facing their communities.
I probably will end up being the first minister that met all 70 NDC'S in the country, all 10 municipalities and all 10 RDCs.
She emphasized the importance of strong administrative systems, enhanced accountability, and more responsive service delivery, noting that the performance of local democratic organs directly affects the daily lives of residents. Meanwhile, Vice President JAGDEO also echoed similar desires to see a well-oiled structure at the local level.
Now I expect you and the team, all of our councillors, to be in the field. People must know you from the highway all the way to King Grove.
Meanwhile, the minister reminded that her ministry remains committed to ensuring that every community benefits from efficient, proactive, and accountable local governance. Marvin Cato reporting for HGP Nightly News.
Stay with us. You're watching the HGP Nightly News.
Planning a cleanup? We can help. Sevon's Waste Management skip bins can be provided for home renovation projects, yard cleanup, or construction project. It's simple. Step 1, give us a call. Step 2, we put down the bin. Step 3, load it up with all of your junk. Step 4, we take it away. That's simple. Bins are also available in various sizes, so there is no job that is too big or too small. Call Sevon's Waste Management today at 218-1455.
It's the most wonderful time of the year, and we're celebrating with big savings on smartphones, starting as low as $16,500 for the Samsung A06 and $26,500 for the Samsung A16 and $40,500 for the A26. But wait, there's more. Get 1 month free data with your new phone to keep you close to loved ones near and far. Offer available while stocks last. Visit a Digicel store today and unwrap the gift of real connections. Digicel.
I'm sorry. I couldn't take any more of your gaslighting. Just go. I got burned too many times. I went to Quartz and found myself a new flame.
Say goodbye to your old appliances and hello to new ones from Quartz, bringing Christmas home.
Hi everyone, my name is Donnell. Welcome to the Gift and Office Mats, and this is the toy section. So this Christmas, you can unwrap all of your Christmas gift ideas. We have for boys, we have the Nerf Blaster. Also, we have Camaro. We have a lot of friction toys for the kids of all age groups.
Thanks for staying tuned here to the HGP Nightly News. We tell you that Opposition Member of Parliament Amanda Walton Desir says the latest Inter-American Development Bank's poverty report should serve as a national wake-up call, warning that Guyana will face a deep crisis if decisive action is not taken. Find out more from Tiana Cole.
With IDB's recent report revealing that 58% of Guyanese are living in poverty and 32% in extreme poverty, Opposition Member of Parliament and Forward Guyana leader Amanda Walton Desir says the findings represent nothing short of a crisis that demands urgent national action.
But we need a real plan, a plan that is going to reduce poverty and uplift Guyanese. This country needs to work for its people.
Walton Desir said Guyana needs a comprehensive poverty reduction strategy, one that goes beyond short-term fixes and addresses structural economic challenges.
We need our oil well distributed fairly. Our dollar has to be strengthened. Why are we not having that conversation? So we need our vulnerable groups to receive a structured, ongoing upliftment. Those are the real pillars of poverty reduction.
She warned that Guyana is undergoing rapid changes and that citizens risk being left behind if key institutions fail to work in the interest of all Guyanese.
If we don't demand that our institutions, and especially institutions like Parliament and the courts, that they work for us all, then we risk being left behind. We risk being third, fourth, and fifth class citizens in our own nation.
Walton Desir stressed that meaningful change requires active citizen engagement and accountability at all levels.
And you have to hold the government accountable, not out of anger, not out of revenge, but out of a deep sense of responsibility for the future of this country and for the future of our children.
She added that while cash grants are welcome, by January 2026, Guyana must have a long-term poverty alleviation strategy in place.
We will not succeed from handout to handout. We will only succeed if there are deep structural changes, if there are deep systemic changes within our nation, within our economy, and we have to insist on it.
Walton Desir, however, warned that should there be a culture of dependency, they will remain vulnerable and reliant on the goodwill of those in government. Tiana Cole reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
On the police blotter, an unemployed man has been charged with a series of break-ins at the Home Affairs Ministry and other locations. Here are the details. A 48-year-old unemployed man has admitted to carrying out a string of break-and-enter offenses, including a burglary at the Ministry of Home Affairs. This is according to the Guyana Police Force. Police identified the accused as Neil Medas, also known as Shoulders, who has no fixed place of residence. He was charged with 5 counts of break-and-enter and larceny stemming from incidents that allegedly occurred on Monday, December 8, 2025. Investigators said Medas appeared in court on Wednesday, where he pleaded guilty to all charges. He was subsequently remanded to prison, and the matters were adjourned to January 7, 2026. The accused allegedly removed several items from the Ministry of Home Affairs, including 2 HP laptops, an Apple iPad, an Amazon tablet, and 2 Canon cameras. Police also recovered additional items such as beverages, toiletries, clothing, and a knife, all found in the suspect's possession. Police reported that the incident came to light after an on-duty rank observed unusual activity on a CCTV monitor while stationed at the southwestern guard hut of the building. The officer reportedly saw a man wearing a hoodie inside the middle flat of the structure within the Immigration Support Services Department carrying a haversack. An alert was immediately raised and 2 other ranks responded. Using a key secured at the guard hut, the officers entered the building through the southern access, but the intruder had already fled and could not be located at the time. The matter was later reported to the Brickdam police station, and responding ranks discovered that the personnel office of the middle flat had been ransacked. Shoulders was later arrested at Charlotte Street, Georgetown. He was questioned, and he reportedly confessed to the crime. Travis Chase, HGP Nightly News. Stay tuned for regional news.
It's Christmas at Survival Supermarket, and our year-end promotion is bigger than ever. For every $5,000 you spend, you can win one of 30 prizes. One of 4 Samsung double-door refrigerators, one of 4 Samsung washing machines, one of 4 Samsung 58-inch televisions, one of 4 Members Mark sofa sets, one of 4 portable music systems, one of 4 grocery vouchers valued $50,000 each, and one of 3 sets of car rims, and one of 3 trips to local resorts. The Survival Christmas promotion begins December 4th, with the final drawing on December 23rd, 2026, and the grand presentation on January 30th at our new Little Diamond Supermarket. Yes, this Christmas, spend $5,000 and enter to win fantastic prizes at all branches of Survival Supermarket. Happy holidays and great shopping to you all.
Christmas runs on real connections with Digicel. The calls, the laughter, the joy, and the chance to pick and win big. We're giving away $12 million. Yes, every week, one lucky Digicel customer gets a chance to win up to $2 million. 6 lucky winners in total. Here's how you get in. Top up with $1,000 or more, or pay your fiber or postpaid bill in full. The more you top up, the more chances you get. Stay connected this Christmas for your chance to win big. Digicel.
Fruta full of vibrancy. Say hello to your new favorite sip, Fruta Mango Passion. This tropical combo of mango and passion fruit delivers a bold flavor and wholesome goodness. It's fruity, it's vibrant, and it fits right into your day. Grab your Mango Passion can today and live fruitfully. Fruta.
Hey, stop, I don't go away when you don't eat food, you know. You got fair wash your place because I did my nails. When is somebody boy, they're gonna make a nice cake. Here's my good cake on upon the same.
Madam, I got a call from the people in the community, and they said you are disturbing the peace. You're smelling up the place, and you're doing something, but your food always seems to smell good.
Peppies, you get the best on these things.
These things just make you cook good. I want these things, and I'll carry them for evidence.
Do I love all of you?
Peppies, we put the pep back into your kitchen.
And you.
Good evening and welcome to Friday's edition of the Regional News, and season greetings to all. I'm Antonio Day. We begin with news in Barbados. Barbados has appointed the former president of the Senate, Carrie Ann Eiffel, as the country's first human rights commissioner. Her appointment took effect on December 1st, 2025, and will initially be on contractual basis until the post is enshrined in legislation within the next year. The Human Rights Commissioner met briefly with Prime Minister Mia Mottley and Attorney General Dale Marshall to discuss the role and functions of the new office within the context of traditional and emerging human rights. The Prime Minister noted that the office of the HRC would be independent and welcomed the HRC's potential contribution to the elaboration of a human rights framework, including a regime to protect citizens from different forms of discrimination. She said that while protection from discrimination in employment currently exists under the Employment Rights Act, legislation was needed to protect citizens from discrimination in areas of activity other than employment, and invited the Commissioner to give consideration to this aspect. Turning attention to news in Suriname. Petronas Suriname, a subsidiary of Malaysia's national oil company, has completed drilling in the Cayman 1 exploration well in Block 52 offshore Suriname, according to a statement issued by the state-owned Stratsu. The Cayman 1 exploration well was plugged and abandoned on December 6 after being spudded on July 21, 2025. It provided encouraging results and is first of 4 wells in the 2025 to 2026 drilling campaign in Block 52. In Petronas, Suriname's exploration and appraisal drilling program is aimed at further delineating resources and assessing development concepts towards a commercial project in Block 52, the statement added. And finally, with international news. The U.S. imposed new sanctions on Venezuela, targeting 3 nephews of President Maduro, his wife, and 6 crude oil tankers and shipping companies associated with them, increasing pressure on Caracas. The U.S. is ramping up military presence in the southern Caribbean as President Trump campaigns for Maduro's ouster. Recently, Trump announced the seizure of a sanctioned oil tanker off Venezuela's coast. The U.S. Treasury imposed sanctions on 6 shipping companies and 6 crude oil tankers for engaging in deceptive shipping practices that fund Maduro's regime in Venezuela. U.S. actions have alerted ship owners and operators involved in transporting Venezuelan crude, prompting many to reconsider their planned voyages from Venezuelan waters. Thanks for watching. I'm Antonio Day. Do have a great weekend and be safe. Goodbye for now.
Let's join Delvin Neblet for HGP's Sports Pulse.
Good evening, Guyana. I'm Delvin Neblet with your HGP TV Sports Pulse for today, Friday, October 12, 2025. We begin tonight with football. The Berlin Mills Football Academy's under-11 and under-13 teams departed Guyana for Trinidad and Tobago on Thursday to compete in the 2025 Onboard Challenge Cup from December 11 to 12 at the Eddie Hart Grounds in the Orange Grove, Savannah. The highly motivated contingent consists of 30 players comprising of both boys and girls, as well as 5 staff members. According to the Academy, the tournament is seen as one of the most important events on their development calendar, playing a major role in shaping the growth, confidence, and exposure of the Academy's athletes. More in football action resumed on day 2 of the 2025 President's Futsal Championship with multiple fixtures at the Cliff Anderson Sports Hall on Thursday. In schoolboys round-robin action, St. John's College secured a commanding 4-1 victory over St. Joseph's High, while Charlestown Secondary edged past Westminster Secondary 2-1. South Ruimveldt Secondary played well to secure a 3-1 victory over VYC Academy, while Central High produced a thumping 6-0 victory over the Bishop's High. In senior knockout action, Make It Happen secured a 3-2 victory over the Spaniards, while Ballers United were awarded an automatic walkover victory against the Victoria Eagles. Corinthians outclassed the Madrid Ballers to secure a dominant 4-1 victory as Wellington Santos netted a brilliant double, and both Cordell Hazel and Ravi Coates scored once in a winning effort. The final result on Thursday was a hard-fought 4-2 victory for Espanyol over Port Kaituma. 2025 President's Futsal Championship action continues tonight at the Cliff Anderson Sports Hall in Georgetown. Moving into chess, Guyana's contingent of players including Kyle Couchman, candidate master Sachin Pitamba, woman candidate master Diti Joshi, Nicholas Zhang, Abel Fernandes, Kathleen Sam, and Veena Ryan are set to compete in the 20th Central American and Caribbean Youth Chess Festival, scheduled for December 14 to 21st in Dorado, Puerto Rico. The delegation representing the Guyana Chess Federation under the supervision of Tanya Clement will challenge regional competitors in multiple divisions ranging from under 10 to under 18. Into cricket, Guyana's national under-13 side is set to take on Barbados in the first of 5 40-over fixtures at the Lusignan Community Centre ground on Saturday. Commencing at 10 hours, Team Guyana will be looking to get off to a good start as they seek to assert their dominance at the youth level. Coached by Amir Rahman, Kumar Bishundial and Clive Holder, Guyana will be led by Demerara's talented wicketkeeper Batal Marsi Chiran, with Babisa's Sahid Gajnabi serving as his vice-captain. Guyana squad also features Nathaniel Ramkelawan, Timothy Ramdat, Afras Ali, Makai Dowlin, Afras Khan, Fayad Baksh, Ashton Collins, Deshaun Ramnot, Adrian Emmanuel, Jasani Craig, DeMarcus Thomas, and Jaden Ganpat. And finally, cricket action concluded in the second of 3 test matches between the West Indies and New Zealand at the Basin Reserve in Christchurch on Thursday. New Zealand will take a 1-0 series lead into the final test after securing a commanding 9-wicket victory on day 3 of the penultimate fixture. After resuming on 32 for 2, the Windies were bundled out for just 128 in 46.2 overs. Kavim Hodge top scored with 35 from 75 as Justin Greaves added 25 from 57. Jacob Duffy was once again the pick of the bowlers for New Zealand, taking 5 for 38 from 17.2 overs. Requiring just 56 for an emphatic victory, New Zealand reached 57 for 1 in 10 overs as Devon Conway and Kane Williamson remained unbeaten on scores of 28 and 16 respectively. That's it for this edition of the HGP TV Sports Pulse. I'm Delwyn Neblett reminding you to stay in the game.
Police break silence. Over 100 million in cash and gold seized. 3 arrested by SOCU. Charges pending. No room for political games. The Amerindian hostel crisis must be addressed with urgency, says TOSHAO Mario Hastings. JAGDEO and MANICKCHAND engage Region 4 NDC'S. Shoulders remanded to jail for break and enter at Ministry of Home Affairs. And in sport, Guyana's national under-13 side set to take on Barbados in first of 5 40-over matches. Those are our major headlines. For these stories and more, please go to our website. It's www.hgptv.com. I'm Travis Chase. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.